The buffet is open, the photo booth is ready, and somehow nobody can get to either one. Guests are standing in 3 different clusters, asking the same question, where do I go?
That is the invisible queue. There may not be a rope, a number, or even a formal line, but people are waiting because the next step is unclear.
And here is the point I want to make today. A long wait is not always the problem. A confusing wait is. If guests understand what they are waiting for, where to stand, and what happens next, they are usually much more patient.
Right. And that can happen at a beautiful wedding, a child's birthday party, a corporate registration table, or a school function. Nobody has to make a dramatic mistake. A few small layout decisions can make a normal pause feel frustrating.
Hello, and welcome to the Event Experience Podcast by 360 Entertainment. This is the podcast where we talk about what it really takes to create a smooth, engaging, and memorable event. From photo booths, DJs, audio guest books, and interactive entertainment, to vendor coordination, event planning, guest participation, and behind-the-scenes challenges, we cover the details that can make a major difference.
Whether you are planning a wedding, birthday celebration, corporate event, school function, reunion, community gathering, or private party, our goal is to help you make informed decisions, avoid common mistakes, and create an experience your guests will remember.
Let's get into today's episode. Melissa, when you walk into a venue, what is the first place you look for trouble?
The entrance, always. Not because it has to be complicated, but because arrivals happen in waves. Where will the first 20 people stand? What will they see? And can the next 20 around them?
Exactly. I like to walk the venue as if I have never been there before. I do not know where check-in is. I do not know which room has the food. I need the restroom, and my friend just texted that the group photo is starting. If I have to stop 3 people to figure that out, the room is asking guests to do the planning.
That is the test. Not, does the floor plan look attractive? Does it explain itself? At a wedding, family photos near the entrance can collide with arriving guests. At a birthday party, the cake table beside the only doorway turns that doorway into a photo area, a snack station, and a traffic jam.
And at a school function, every student may be sent toward one narrow check-in table.
While parents are trying to ask questions and students are trying to find their group. Exactly. So during the walkthrough, mark the obvious gathering points, but also the ones people create naturally. The restroom hallway, the coat area, the gift table, the bar, and the spot where everyone waits for a shuttle or a group photo.
Wait, back up. I want planners to hear this without assuming they need signs everywhere and a staff member at every corner. A private celebration can feel overmanaged if every movement comes with an instruction.
I agree about overmanaging, but I'm not sure I would make signs the villain. Picture a corporate gathering where people arrive in waves, and half of them do not know the building. One clear sign saying, "Check in here," can save the registration team from answering the same question for an hour.
That is fair. I am not against signs. I am against using signs to rescue a layout that does not work. Give guests one clear decision. Keep the table visible and have someone offer a simple welcome. Check in here and refreshments are just beyond the room. That is guidance, not crowd control.
And check it during the busiest 15 minutes, not just when the room is empty. A table that looks perfectly placed at 2 in the afternoon may block the entrance when 80 guests arrive at once.
Good point. The same goes for entertainment. A photo booth needs room for the people using it, the people waiting, and the people walking past. If it blocks the restroom or the only route to the dance floor, its popularity becomes a circulation problem.
And moving it later may not solve everything. If the booth is beside the buffet, guests still cross through each other's space. We need to look at access, not just the attraction itself.
Exactly. This is why the DJ, caterer, planner, venue team, and entertainment providers should compare notes before event day. If the DJ announces the buffet, the photo booth opens, and the bar changes service at the same moment, you have created a traffic experiment.
A crowded experiment. Stagger the moments when you can. Let the meal announcement move one group. Then give people a few minutes before directing attention to another feature. Also decide who communicates changes if weather moves an outdoor activity indoors.
That alternate plan matters at a reunion or community event. If the outdoor games move inside, where does the waiting area go? Can the walking lane stay open? Who tells guests what changed? Those answers protect the flow before anyone is standing there holding a folding chair and looking confused.
Waiting space is easy to forget. Guests do not need a formal lounge, but they need somewhere to stand without feeling in the way. At an outdoor birthday or reunion, that may be shade and a few chairs. At a private celebration, music and a place to chat may be enough. Yes, clear, comfortable, and worthwhile. That is the standard. Now, let us make it practical with one wedding floor plan. Guests gather at the entrance and beside the buffet. What do they see? If two tables face opposite directions, they may create two competing lines.
So the next question is, who helps them? Maybe the planner handles arrivals, the caterer makes the buffet direction obvious, and the DJ waits before making another announcement. Then ask, how long might the busiest group wait, not the average group?
And what happens if attendance changes? If twice as many guests arrive early, can check-in expand without blocking the doorway? If the photo booth becomes popular, is there room for a waiting group? Those are the 5 questions. Where do guests gather? What do they see? Who helps them? How long might they wait? And what changes when conditions change?
And ask vendors those questions directly. Ask the caterer where guests should enter the buffet. Ask the DJ when announcements will happen. Ask the entertainment team how much space the activity needs, including the waiting area. Ask the venue what route stays open if the room fills up.
At 360 Entertainment, that space question comes up often with interactive features. We want the activity to draw people in, but not trap everyone else behind it. A few feet of clear walking room and a thoughtful location can make the experience better for both participants and passers-by.
Here is the action for your next venue walkthrough. Circle every place guests might gather. Then, draw an arrow showing where you want them to go next. If that arrow runs into another line, a doorway, a vendor setup, or a restroom route, solve it before event day.
The fix may be a different table position, one clear sign, a short announcement, a second access point, or a little more space. Usually, the simplest adjustment is better than adding a complicated system after guests are already waiting.
So, notice where people pause. Make the next step visible. Coordinate the busy moments, and give guests a comfortable place to wait. A smooth event is not one where nobody ever stops. It is one where nobody feels lost.
And when you are unsure, walk the room from the guest's point of view. That little test can reveal more than another meeting around the planning table.
Thank you for listening to the Event Experience Podcast by 360 Entertainment.
We hope today's episode gave you helpful information, practical ideas, and a better understanding of what it takes to create a smooth, engaging, and memorable event.
For more event planning advice, vendor insights, and behind-the-scenes conversations, be sure to follow the podcast and join us for the next episode.
To learn more about 360 Entertainment, view our services, or request a quote, visit www.360entllc.com.
Until next time, keep planning with purpose and creating experiences your guests will remember. Let's create an experience worth remembering.